That's right. We use figurative language to enhance the literal language we use. Literal language being information and facts. We enhance these with words and phrases from outside experiences. It's easy to forget that our reader isn't familiar with what we're writing about, especially if our topic is something from our own personal experience. There are all sorts of types of figurative language. Perhaps you've heard of a simile? How about a metaphor? Or an analogy? These are simply just particular ways of using figurative language. If you take another look at the sentences you've made, you may find you created some similes, metaphors, or even analogies. For example, a metaphor is when we write of something or someone in our story and call it by the name of something from our outside experience. For example, at lunchtime, the cafeteria is a forest full of sounds. Instead of using literal language, such as at lunchtime, the cafeteria is loud, or is loud with the voices of everybody talking at once, I say it's a forest, because in a forest, there are lots of different sounds at once too. Plus, I'm better able to describe my experience using the word forest, because loud doesn't demonstrate how many voices at once can also be pleasant, like in a forest. In metaphor, we call something in our story by a different name, or refer to something in our story as if it is that other thing. Look for the words is and are nearby the words and phrases you collected during your sound observation. If you find any of your connections look like this, chances are you made a metaphor. The math quiz was a breeze. Here, we're using a metaphor, calling the math quiz a breeze. A breeze is gentle, often enjoyable. By saying this, we probably mean that the impending math challenge is gentle, easy, and should give no need to worry. A simile is when a writer includes something from their outside experience to demonstrate a particular trait or characteristic of something in their story. For example, the students chirp and chat with one another like little birds on a summer morning. I'm comparing the students to little birds because the students chat in a way that's warm-hearted and excited, in a similar way to how birds seem to chirp at each other. Look for like and as. The word like here shows that there's something particular that the two have in common. The word as works in the same way. It says, here is a specific thing you have experienced which, according to the author, effectively demonstrates the way something from their story looked, sounded, or seemed. The student gave me a thank you note that was sweet as honey. And as sweet as honey is pretty sweet. One last form of figurative language I'd like to point out to you today is the analogy. An analogy is when a writer, again, uses something from their outside experience to better explain something that occurs in their story. Analogies can be a bit more challenging to create because analogies demonstrates the role something plays within its larger community, or the relationship it has to something else. For example, if Lincoln School were a beehive, Principal Clow would be the queen bee. Principal Clow, within Lincoln, plays a similar role to a queen bee within her hive, in that both the principal and the queen are the ones in charge. They both play the role of the leader. It can also be written this way. In this example, we have painting for Mrs. Costello is what sports are for Miss Battinelli. The relationship Miss Battinelli has to playing sports is similar to the relationship Mrs. Costello has to painting. They're both experts in these fields of study, and both encourage Lincoln students to participate in these activities for the betterment of our health and happiness. It may also be written this way. You or your teacher might also spot in your writing your use of personification, sensory language, or simply lots of great descriptive detail. Just like it's possible to learn a song on the piano without knowing which notes you're playing, we don't always realize when we're creating sentences that would impress the experts. Keep a list of observations that describe the way things look, sound, and feel. Anytime you're having trouble with your writing, just consult the list for help. Perhaps you didn't know it, but you too are a poet.